Welcome into Cheryl. Stephen Cheryl with you here, hanging out on Wednesday morning. Thank you for spending your morning with us, getting your day started. Portion of the show is running brought to us by Fozzie Cable Appliances in DeMott and Rensselaer. Head over there for great deals on Maytag appliances right now. Maybe you're looking for a new washer or dryer. Yours just isn't getting the clothes clean, isn't getting the clothes dry. Things are going wrong. Things are just breaking down. Save money on Maytag appliances now at Fozzie Cale Appliances in DeMott and Rensselaer. Go like Fozzie Cale Appliances on Facebook. Also want to mention our friends over at the Hilltop in Morocco. Of course, you got the high-low game.
Love it.
Going on right now. This week's card is a jack. So jack of clubs. So go over there and get yourself pick which you think the card on Friday will be higher or lower than. And if you're correct, you'll be entered in for a chance to win a $25 gift certificate to the Hilltop in Morocco. Today is Wings and Whiskey Wednesday. $3 whiskey, no top shelf, and wings are just $1 each at the Hilltop in Morocco. Their kitchen always open late. All right. So we were talking a little while ago about some things that are normal nowadays that older folks are just sick of. They don't want to deal with. Okay. So we have a few of them on the last video. We're going to move on to some of the other ones. This is widespread inability to spell words correctly or use them properly. Okay, I think this is just someone, that's just some people in general. I don't know if that's I think that's painting with a wide brush on young people on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Being around others while you're obviously sick. Okay. I agree with this. This has been going on for a long time. And I'm also a hypocrite in this sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it bothers me, and I'm a
workaholic.
Well, yes, but I'm a culprit of this. I'm guilty of this, I guess is a good way for me to put it. Yes. So when other people are sick around me, I'm like, go home.
Right.
And when I'm sick, I'm like, yeah, but I can't stay home. So yeah, so I'm bad at that. I disagree with people being dismissive because I'm old. Well, yes, that's called being rotten.
Or disrespectful.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It says here, I disagree with people being dismissive because I'm old. I have at least one more sucker punch left in me for the next boomer. Well, yes, there is that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. And I don't know if it comes with age or with life experience or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at I'll just be specific and look at my dad and know that I'm softer than he is in so many respects in what he's dealt with in his life.
Right.
That I didn't have to. So I just know it, that there's just things that.
But you not only know it, you respect it. You respect that about him.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure. Okay, so here's what I would ask you: in your 20s, did you respect it about him?
I don't know.
See, we try because of our own children, and God love my children. Yes. I love them more than anything in the world.
Right.
I mean, really. However, they have zero respect. Like, I don't know anything at this point. They're in their 20s, and they will just do, and I should butt out. And I've just gotten to kind of wonder is that like their 20s, meaning we raise them to like be independent women, okay, or grow, and they can't grow if you're in their head going, don't do that, because if you do that, this is going to happen. Like, they almost have to do it sometimes.
Right.
So as a mom, now I'm learning I'm not there yet at all, to be good with. They think I'm stupid. Like, they come around on some things, recipes.
Right.
Sometimes with.
Yeah, I'd like to think that I was respectful in my 20s. I don't know for a fact. I'd like to, but I don't remember. because I'm old. So, but I'm not real sure.
Well, I just remember the whole seatbelt thing when my mom getting into a fight for
Mhm.
6 months where nobody spoke to each other over
Mhm.
6 months. And now, fast forward, she has Alzheimer's and she dies at 67 years old.
Mhm.
You know, I wasted 6 months over, you can't tell me what to do,
Right.
that
Yeah.
kind of thing when I was, I don't know, 22 or just being an idiot. So
Right.
I know I was disrespectful sometimes. I
Mhm.
just don't, I think I was respectful for the most part, but who cares if you're going to be that disrespectful and it costs you 6 months? And my dad was begging me, just would you knock it off? I need you guys, I need my house back together again,
Mhm. Mhm.
And I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
And even for him, I acted like a brat.
Mhm. Yeah. I don't
So,
remember. I don't remember. I think I was, but they might say different.
yeah,
My parents might feel different.
right.
We'll look in the comments.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. All of a sudden, I'll just see a window pop up from my mom or my dad that'll say, "No, you weren't." And
Really? Because I've
I don't know. I
I've
don't
never
know. I
heard
don't
them
know.
say a bad peep about you, really. Like, not that there's not, I don't think they think you walk on water, but they definitely
Yeah.
don't, are not, you know,
No, but I
they
don't. I
wouldn't
don't
throw that
remember.
out there.
Right, but I mean,
Yeah.
I put them through plenty, so I don't know
Yeah.
what I was like in my
Yeah.
20s. I really don't remember.
Yeah.
Texting instead of sitting down and having an actual conversation,
Ugh.
especially about difficult topics.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
I,
Yes. Yes.
I don't mind the texting.
Oh,
I don't mind texting with
some
people.
things you just don't. I mean, we have to
No.
talk about these things, like, especially if it's an apology or if it's a small, I'm sorry, hey, I'm sorry I did that, or I'm
Mhm.
sorry I called you and woke
Yeah.
you up, or whatever it is, that's small. But
Yeah.
I mean, something big, don't text me. It
Right.
takes a full on conversation where I can see your face.
Well, yes. I think I guess for bigger conversations, sure. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I could see that. Tipping on everything. It says, especially with those iPads that spin around and awkwardly ask you for 10% because someone got you a muffin from behind the counter. Here's the thing. Okay. So Chrissy and I used to talk about this. And
Yeah.
she said if it asks for a tip, she feels obligated. I do not feel that way.
Yeah. I know, because I always thought, like, at Starbucks, you're charging me $7 for a drink. You can forget about the tip. Forget it.
Here's what's weird for me though. And I agree with you. And then I start to think at a bar, they pour me a beer, I give them a tip. I go out for coffee, they give me a coffee, I don't tip.
Mm.
There probably more work went into your
Right. My
frappadappadooty and
mocha choka,
right,
less the choka,
right,
more mocha.
then went into my beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yet I still tip. I don't know why I do it, but I do. It's a social norm, I suppose.
Now, here's the thing that I never tip in travel and tourism. I traveled for 5 years, never tipped the cleaning lady. You know that you're supposed to leave money in the room when you leave to cover the cleaning lady, like to if she does a good job.
Well, I was just saying,
But I don't know how you
to tip.
to tip.
I was always told if it was more than 3 days. That's what I was always told when I did.
I've never in my life have I left, and I've never, ever, never.
I did sometimes when I would do. Now, here's the thing, though, and this is where I think it's different.
Okay.
If I stay at a hotel for a week, I don't usually have them come in and clean when I'm there when I was doing stand-up. So I don't feel like you're doing any extra than if I stayed one night.
Right.
So it's different. That's how I think.
Right.
But if I had them come in multiple times during the week, like, okay, I'm getting a little out of hand here, because I wouldn't like them to come in, because when I was doing stand-up, I spent a lot of time in hotels.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing I would do is make it my home, and I would move tables around. If I would get a chair, I would if I could move the bed, I would move things around. Yes. So I wouldn't have them come in and clean, because I don't want it back rearranged. I want it the way I want it. So.
But here's another one for you that I never knew to tip, like don't know to tip even today. I went and had the owner of a salon in Cherryville do my hair. It used to be, if it was the owner that did your hair, you didn't tip because they own the place.
I didn't know that.
And they probably charged the most, meaning like they were the most, experienced. So their rates already reflect that. I can't walk out of a hair salon without tipping. Not when I'm there 2 hours and we're doing highlights and blow drying and all that jazz. It just takes so long that I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, I've spent more time with you in the last day than I have my kids.
Diana says, well, service industry workers are paid bad wages, so I always tip. It depends. Are all service industries paid bad wages? I don't know.
Right.
I mean, if I don't know what they're getting paid at Starbucks, and my question would be then, what is considered the service industry? You tip at McDonald's,
right,
or only Starbucks?
Mm-hmm.
Do you tip at the bar and not the coffee shop like me?
Right.
And I know, like I'm literally saying,
right,
I'm probably wrong in that respect.
Well,
Because
and we always tip, like we never would think about not tipping. Like, so
I'm an over tipper.
Yeah, we're
really.
we're
I mean,
definitely
truthfully, like I'm
yeah.
a heavy tipper.
Yeah.
Diana says both, so I'm guessing she means like both
Yeah.
McDonald's. So yeah. So I don't know. I mean, because I don't. What's considered a bad wage? I don't know. I think it's all up in the air.
Right.
I always tip on. Okay, she says if I could tip at McDonald's, I would. What stops it? I don't know. I mean, Diane, I swear, I'm not trying to argue it. I'm
no, I didn't know if they had a tip jar.
Literally
asking.
Yeah,
are they allowed to?
So you just hand it to them.
Well, here's another one. When the guys take it used to be when I shopped at Jewel, they didn't allow you to tip the people that help you take your groceries out if you do $300 worth of shopping.
Right.
Okay. And I felt bad because I'd be like, okay, it's freezing outside. I'm not going to have this poor kid help me with my groceries and stand out there like a human popsicle if I can't give him a 5 or 10 or whatever it is.
Right. We got somebody calling in. Hi, good morning. You're on the air.
What do you tip a radio broadcaster? Instead of job.
Listen, I know those wages are terrible. Yeah. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. That's funny.
I love that.
All right, so, we got to wrap up on 98 Gold, but we will take a break on WLQI. Thank you so much for listening to WIBN this morning. But we'll be back on WLQI in just a little bit with the ending on a high note, as well as the pizza quiz. Stick around.
Having your jewelry, coins, and collectibles properly appraised is often